Hello, I'm Joe, aka Mr. Fragrance, and today I'm going to be running through the biggest releases of this week. So welcome back. Previously I have done videos on releases and perfume releases, but single releases, and basically I don't think people enjoyed those videos too much. I mean, they got a lot of views, but I didn't have the fragrances in hand, and I think that's slightly unfair to kind of give my impressions or future kind of what I imagine the fragrance is going to be like. So what I'm going to do instead is that every week or so I'm going to do a release video where basically some of the releases of the week, and I'm just going to run you through what the note breakdowns are going to be of those fragrances very briefly, just so you can get a slight idea of what they might smell like, and just to notify you of new releases that you may not have even known about. So that's how it's going to go. You can leave now if you don't want to see. I'm not going to be reviewing a perfume yet. Some of these I may get, and I will say whether or not I'm going to be getting them, but I'm just going to briefly run through each of these and just to give you a brief idea of what's coming out this week. So it's been a busy week in all. CK1 decided to release their latest fragrance, which is the summer fragrance. This is CK1 Summer 2021. It's got an awesome bottle. I'll pop a picture up right now. And it's going to have really fresh notes, citrusy notes, lemon, orange, aquatic notes. I really like the sound of this mid though. They've got rhubarb, eucalyptus and watermelon. That sounds really interesting, quite succulent, quite fruity, could be really nice. Quite sharp as well with the lemon and the rhubarb. So that could be interesting. And then in the base, peach skin, ambroxan and blonde woods. Sounds interesting. Sounds like something that could be one of my first ever CK1 fragrances to get. CK1 Summer sounds very, very good. Next up, Lacoste had quite a good week. They released 2 of their L1212 fragrances, and they've got a female one and a male one coming out, one in a pink bottle and one in a white bottle. Quickly, first we'll run through the women's one, which is called L1212 Rose. It's going to have top notes of green, orange, mandarin and mint, and mid notes of frangipane, rose and musk, and base notes of musk, amber and cedarwood. Sounds interesting. Frangipane I've never quite smelled, but I'm in a fragrance anyway. I imagine it'd be quite well, frangipane obviously quite nutty, isn't it? So it could be quite a sweet, nutty smell. Quite interesting. Sounds like that's going to be quite a sweet one. Interesting that they're releasing it around this time. You'd have thought possibly earlier in the winter kind of time. But no, the green andaman, mandarin, orange, and mint could make for quite a fresh opening. So be interesting to see with that one. Any ladies that have it or are going to get it, let me know what you think. And now for L1212 Blanc. Eau de Parfum concentration. This is the men's one, and this is going to have finger lime, shiso leaf, eucalyptus, cardamom pine, balsam fir and cedarwood. Those are the notes in that fragrance. I imagine they're kind of going for a similar thing, but they're striving for something a little bit fresher, possibly quite green smelling, with this balsam fir, this pine, eucalyptus. That's going to be quite a green smelling fragrance. That's what I imagine anyway. That's what I envisage, and it sounds like that's going to be quite a good smelling fragrance. And if it's eau de parfum concentration, you'd be looking for something a little bit stronger, a little bit longer lasting, especially with a fresh fragrance. That could be an interesting one to try out. I don't imagine it's going to be too expensive either, moving into the summer. So I'm going to look out for that one. That is Lacoste Blanc. That could be a really interesting one. Now, next up, Abercrombie & Fitch. They don't stop releasing these fierce fragrances, do they? This week they released Fierce Night. The released fragrance notes yet, there's not much on this art yet, but bergamot, God, I almost dropped my phone there. Bergamot, lavender, herbs, wood and musk. Woods and musks. Not really releasing too much. I imagine that's kind of sticking along the same kind of fierce DNA. I won't talk much about it though, because I know that this fragrance in general has quite a lot of stigma in this community, because they just don't stop releasing new ones, and the old ones, well, I think a lot of people say they're dated. I'm hopefully going to release a video in the future of fragrances I'm late to the party with, and that will feature Fierce, it will feature 1 Million Privé, Terre de Hermes, just those kind of fragrances that I'm late to the party with, some of which I'm so late to the party with that, I mean, there's even talk of 1 Million Privé getting discontinued, but for now it seems it's not going to, because I've been watching the Fragrance Apprentices videos, and he gave them a call, he talked to them, and they seem to be he gave 1 Million Paco Rabanne a call anyway, and they seem to be pretty confident it's not getting discontinued yet. So for now we're alright with Privé, but I am going to have to get that at some point. There were a lot of other releases. and I mean, there's so many releases I could go through. I'm just trying to pick some of the notable ones. If you think I've missed any really notable ones to you, then that's absolutely fine. Let me know in the comments. Roja Parfums were released a new fragrance, so it's called Reckless, and it's Essence de Parfum. It has notes of bergamot, orange, mandarin orange, jasmine, rose neroli, geranium, cinnamon, pink pepper, coriander, benzoin, styrax, vanilla, musks, and sandalwood. Interesting, really interesting. It's a lovely bottle as well. That'll be up now. So no, that sounds interesting. It's a lovely bottle, as all of their bottles are. Purple bottle. I don't really know what to take from this. It's going to be probably quite a sweet citrus floral, and it's going to have quite a rich base. It sounds like it's going to be quite herbaceous, quite green, quite woody, quite deep. Yeah, it sounds quite nice. No, that is going to be one. I actually don't have any Roja Parfum fragrances yet, and I know that they're so big and they're so popular. I know Chris from Fragmail absolutely loves one of theirs. I can't exactly remember what it was now. I know that loads of people love Roja Parfum fragrances, so I really will have to try and check them out at some point. Maybe not with Reckless as the first one, and maybe I'll have to sample them or something. I will have to sample them all actually, to get a good idea of which ones I like the most. And this one I'm really excited about. I know that many people won't be too excited about this one, but Azzaro Pour Homme Cologne Intense. I absolutely love the Azzaro Pour Homme line. I absolutely love it. And this week they have released a new fragrance in this line. It's got a beautiful bottle and it looks really, really summery. Released by L'Oreal, sorry, it's been marketed by L'Oreal, sorry. And it's going to have lime, lavender and mastic. That's all we know about it so far. But I absolutely love the Azzaro Pour Homme line. It's so cheap, their fragrances, but they're so good. The quality is top notch. And Azzaro Pour Homme is a fragrance I'm going to need to review very soon. And I'm going to do a haul of every single one of that line because there's so many. They're beautiful bottles. And boy, do they smell good. I've sampled 2 of them. Not that I've gotten samples and shots. I've just smelt them at a friend's house. And boy, oh boy, do they smell good. So I'm very excited about this release. And finally, a new addition to the Confidential collection by Carolina Herrera. And that is Gold Myrrh Absolute. This one sounds really good. This one does sound very, very good. It's a unisex fragrance. The bottle's pretty cool as well. And the scent breakdown sounds really, really interesting. Really interesting. So it's got Immortelle in it. Couldn't tell you what that is. Black pepper, licorice, cocoa, vanilla and myrrh. Does that sound like it could get any darker, any richer? And I think the bottle, this bling bottle, kind of highlights that pretty well as well. Yeah, it sounds like that's going to be a really, really rich fragrance, and that I don't have many rich fragrances, and that sound like really, really rich. No, it sounds really good. Sounds very interesting, but that's one to look out, and that is Gold Myrrh Absolute. Check out that one. That is going to be a really interesting fragrance in my opinion. If you like those kind of darker fragrances, we're almost moving away from the times that I feel that this sounds like it might smell fitting into wintertime, and we're maybe moving slightly away from that. But check it out. Could always keep it for next winter. It could be a really interesting one. So thank you very much for watching. I've run through my list of fragrances. I've taken notes on my phone. I'm sorry that I'm not. That I'm kind of reading things out a little bit and giving you my impressions, but there's a lot of fragrances that came out this week to check up on, so we'll need to be kind of keeping an eye on them for next week. But this is the style of video I hope to do for these ones, kind of just reading off my phone and then giving my impressions to you guys. I haven't really thought about it too much when I'm reading these off. I've taken them down, taken the names down, taken the note breakdowns down, and I've really just given you my impressions here in front of the camera, and that's about it. I know that I don't have these fragrances, so I can't review them. It's not like a huge haul. But if I did this every week, I love this kind of style of video and discovering all these new fragrances and being able to relate them to you, because I can kind of read through all these and think, okay, that one sounds really interesting. That's one I want to pick up. And if I can help you discover a new fragrance that you didn't know was coming out, then I'm glad I did. But I'm sorry I can't just like buy all these and review them, because I mean, I'd be a very, very in-debt man if I did. I mean, new fragrances are constantly coming out. I know I'm missing out some of these more niche fragrances. I will start to move into them a little bit more, but I wanted to kind of keep the ball rolling, that kind of style of thing. So let me know what you think in the comments. I know that previously the videos I did in these got really, I mean, I had 50 likes and dislikes on one of them. Although no, I think it's moved up a bit now. I think I have 18 likes on one and 7 dislikes. But I think I'm imagining that that mainly came from the idea that I didn't have the fragrance and people were imagining I was going to review it, and I maybe didn't make that clear enough. So at the start of this video, I hope I've made that clear enough, and that's the style video that I'm hoping to do. So thank you very much for watching, and I will see you next time on Mr. Fragrance. Bye for now.